Hello, cellulites, and welcome to the Undead Celluloid Society's podcast. My name is Michael.
And I'm Rachel.
And today we are covering the 2020. No, I did this last time. The 2012. I don't know why it's so hard to say 2012. The 2012 film Lake Placid, the final chapter, which, spoiler alerts, is not the final chapter.
The final chapter.
Never is in a scary movie.
No. Also, we're doing a retake.
Yes. We had a really in-depth review of this film.
It was a really good one.
Yeah, it was almost an hour long. We had a retrospective on the series as a whole. It was really nice and very lovely. And we finished recording, and then our file got corrupted. Yeah. So
here we are again.
Here we are a week later. Movie not as fresh in our minds. We are really sorry. This is not going to be kind of up to par with our last film review, which was Lake Placid 3. Did it have a subtext, or was it just Lake Placid 3?
It was just Lake Placid 3.
Okay. The Anaconda series gets kind of like fun with their titles.
Yeah.
This one's dull, apparently. So Lake Placid, the final chapter. This movie really reminds me of Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah.
There's now a gate, a electrified gate. Literally, it looks like the one. No, not literally, but like it looks like a shitty sci-fi version of the gate from Jurassic Park. Yeah. It is surrounding the lake so that people can't go into it. And people can't go into it and get eaten by crocodiles because they know crocodiles are there.
Yeah. So the Army Corps of Engineers came in and built this entire fence just to keep these crocs.
That's where we get introduced to Max and his dad.
Yes, Max and John.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan is the lieutenant that was, I'm assuming, just in charge of the overseeing everything. Max is his son who was helping build the gate and is keeping surveillance on it as well.
Yes.
So they basically
it starts out with, remember, like the town meeting, or is that before?
That's later.
Oh,
that's later. We're not going to be able to get into too much of the plot details. We're going to kind of gloss through basically what happens, and then we're going to tell you kind of what we remember our thoughts being. And there's still some ridiculous moments that kind of stick out that we do remember.
Oh yeah.
Basically, this movie, there's a fence that is surrounding Black Lake, and is Black Lake, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Black Lake. There's a Black Lake and a Clear Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Do with that what you want.
Clear Lake is clear of crocodiles.
Also, there's never been mention of a lake close to this one.
No.
And it looks more like an ocean now than it does.
The lake keeps getting bigger.
The lake does keep getting bigger. So, the premise is there's a new sheriff in town. There's one crocodile. We do get croc vision that like it chases after them for a little bit. It's like 30 feet long or something. It's huge.
Yeah.
Basically, this school trip is supposed to go to Clear Lake, and due to the pornographic mistake of the bus driver,
driver's watching porn while he's driving.
Super pixelated porn. He's driving this bus, and he takes a wrong turn and goes to Black Lake because the gate's open. Because poachers are going in there to steal crocodile eggs.
Max is the Ryan's son that you just said. Yeah. He heard a noise, so he went to investigate.
Open the gate.
He opened the gate, and then a crocodile got him, so.
Yes. Yeah, so the students think they're at Clear Lake, so they're all partying and doing some crazy stuff. Like getting naked, even though they're high schoolers.
Yeah,
Weird.
And the bus drivers literally goes to pee in the lake while these two girls are, like, playing in the water with their tops off, and he's just, like, watching them.
That does kind of bother me still, though, of, like, and it's got to bother girls, too. Like, who just, like they have their bikinis on, and they're like, we're going to go in the water and, like, just pull our tops off. And then splash water at each other.
Yeah, that was literally just for, like...
I mean, it's for the movie. It was, like, there's no other reason.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a girl,
fan service.
if you're a girl and you do that, I mean, let us know that you do that, I guess. But we don't think that's real.
Yeah, no.
That's not a real
Also,
thing.
like, they're supposed to be high schoolers, and this grown-ass man
Yeah, they
is
are.
watching them. Like,
Well,
it's so
he
creepy.
stumbles out, and you like. At first, I'm like giving him the benefit of the doubt, like maybe he doesn't see them because his eyes are closed. He starts peeing, and I'm like, oh, maybe he just doesn't know that they're there or something. And then I thought they were going to turn and make like a dick joke about like him or something. Anyways, he's peeing. He knows they're there, and he goes, "Hey, ladies," while he's peeing.
Yeah. Luckily, crocodile comes up and bites his dick off, and then eats him. So.
We're swimming in here. This isn't a toilet. The world's toilet, sweetie. You'll find that out.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, he's a toilet, and he died.
He did die.
Thankfully.
Crocodile bit his penis off,
Sure did.
and then ate the rest of him. I
Very
guess.
victorious, like very satisfying moment for me.
Very satisfying.
But
Draco Malfoy's girlfriend, Brittany, is also off and on banging this douche Drew, who is also trying to sleep
get
with
Chloe.
Chloe, who is the sheriff's daughter, who is also a main character in this movie. There's a lot of main characters in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Basically,
as you can imagine, stuff goes to shit because they're at Lake Placid. There's baby crocs that eat people.
yeah, baby, like hundreds.
We see hundreds of baby crocs eating some douche canoe, and or douche passage. Douche passage. Yeah, that's it. And so all these baby crocs swirling around, eating people. People getting picked off by crocs in the woods. It's your standard sci-fi kind of like slasher creature feature.
Mm-hmm.
I say slasher creature feature because it follows very similar tropes.
Yes.
People get picked off one by one. There is a character we have not mentioned. He is an unnamed poacher at this point, but it is played by Robert fucking England,
Yes.
who is Freddy Krueger.
Michael is very happy about that.
Amazing to me. We also, we're kind of running through this. We do apologize, but Reba from Lake Placid 3 makes an appearance again. She doesn't just make an appearance; she is the main character.
She is. She's one of the main characters, and they tied the end of Lake Placid 3 into this one because it starts out with her in the market.
Yes.
And she wakes up even though she was totally dead.
She was definitely dead. She got eaten. She got like super eaten.
No, she didn't. But
No, she didn't get super eaten. She was dead though.
yeah, she's definitely dead, but she wakes up and she's like stumbling and then this croc like comes out from underneath the shelves and she's like, "Really? You really want to go?
You want to do this again?"
Yeah, you want to do this again? She kills it, obviously.
She kills it with a knife.
And then she gets a job working for the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency. She becomes an agent for them. So she went from being like a hunting guide /
Hunting
poacher,
tour guide, basically.
/ poacher to working for the EPA.
Well, we had to have someone become So I've noticed in all of these movies we've had either a hunting and fishing wildlife person or an EPA agent.
Well, the first one it was she was just worked at a museum.
No, Bill Pullman was a hunting and fishing wildlife agent.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, she was just a paleontologist.
Yeah, but Reba's still a badass.
Yeah, and her one-liners that you like.
Oh, I don't even remember them now.
That
They're so good.
The one guy gets his fingers eaten off, and she's like, "That's gonna be a bitch to jerk off with now," or something.
Yeah. Oh, I love her one-liners.
You get more Reba in Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Oh yeah, she's coming back. But so
you're rooting for her to not die in that, aren't you?
I'm totally. She can't die. Like she's survived 2 movies at this point. Like you cannot kill her off.
Well, there's not been a snake yet.
She's not gonna die.
We'll see.
She's like the anti-John Voight of Anaconda.
Anti-John Voight.
So how he's like the bad guy, She's the good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of I mean, there's not as this movie is not as convoluted as the third, with as many branching storylines as it has.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole essential plot boils down to kids in reservation that is fenced off, parents of kids looking for kids, said kids, and Robert Englund wanting Croc stuff because
Yes, he's Jimmy Bickerman.
he is Jimmy Bickerman.
We get a Bickerman.
And if you don't know what the hell we're talking about, I mean, the Bickermans are Betty White's family.
Yeah, the crazy
And
croc feeders.
what's their sister's name in the second one?
Janice Bickerman? I literally just read it. I don't remember. It's
Whatever.
like Janice Bickerman or something.
So the crazy ladies from the first two movies, their family. He is part of that family, but he's crazy.
Yeah, he's like crazy. No, they're all crazy.
They're all crazy. They love crocodiles.
Yeah, they love feeding people to crocodiles.
They do love feeding people to crocodiles. Don't know why. That's just their thing, though.
They're just crazy.
They are crazy.
But we didn't get a Bickerman in the third one, and I was very upset about it.
We kind of technically did.
No, we didn't get a crazy old Bickerman.
We didn't get a crazy old one, but we got her nephew, who was the main character.
Yeah, no, but he was the same character.
Yeah,
so
he was sane. I don't even think his last name is Bickerman.
I don't know.
Who cares?
Anyway.
Anyways, he's on Lake Placid versus Anaconda, which is what you guys are all here to see. You guys are here to see the crossover of these two legendary reptiles fight each other.
We still have to get through all the Anaconda movies.
We do. We are recording this after we watched Anaconda 1. We are so excited for the next three and for the crossover.
Yeah.
I will say, from what I have seen, the plot of Lake Placid versus Anaconda, there are sorority girls in it. So instead of high school girls getting nude, we get sorority girls.
Well, at least it'll be
So go from
slightly above board.
Well, in this movie, they're 18. They say that several times that they're 18. So we go from being barely legal to just slightly over barely legal.
No, you go from not being legal.
Well, they were all 18.
Oh, in the final.
In the final chapter, they go to painstakingly lengths to say that the girls are 18 in the movie.
Oh, it's so gross.
It is still gross. I'm not saying it's not gross. It's very gross.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, so.
Yeah.
At least they're not like 16-year-olds and you have grown-ass men.
Honestly, is there really that much difference between being 16 and 18?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like you're still a kid at both those ages.
Yeah, no, you absolutely are. But for some reason, when you're 18, you're considered not a minor anymore. I don't know.
I'm not talking about society standards. I'm saying basically, I don't think I was that much different from 16 to 18.
No, absolutely not.
Still gross. And if you're in your 40s and a man, I would recommend not peeing in front of 18-year-old girls or any girls in general.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do that.
That's a thumbs down decision.
Yeah, you're gonna get swiped left on that one.
Yeah, and hopefully slapped with some cuffs.
Maybe. Yeah, you might. Well, that is technically indecent exposure.
Yeah.
Not technically, it is indecent exposure. Yeah, so this movie is basically Jurassic Park 3 to me.
Yeah, I mean, the crocodiles do roar, which is not, like, actually what happens.
No, it's not. But, like, think about it. In Lake Placid, in this movie, the parents are trying to rescue the kids. The parents try to rescue the kid in Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's basically Jurassic Park 3.
And the parents, like, don't they, like, fall in love?
They do fall in love. Oh,
No, they don't.
And this one?
I was talking about Jurassic Park 3.
They were divorced, but they fall back in love.
Yeah. And in this one, there's this whole weird dynamic where the mom, Chloe's mom and Max's dad,
The sheriff
are, like,
and the
dating.
lieutenant. They're not dating. They just want to bang. They go on a
Anyway,
date. They don't. No, they go on a friend. They have a friendly hangout.
That was the most not friendly hangout ever.
So hey, if
It was
you
the most romantic hangout.
if
There's
you
candles everywhere, and he's sitting like basically on top of her with his arm around her.
and they're drinking wine.
And they're drinking wine, and then they make out a lot, and then
They have sex. Yeah.
Yeah, but then at the end, freaking Chloe and Max kiss, don't they?
No, they don't. They just like are really close. It's really weird. You got grossed out because you thought it was going to happen, but then
I did. I was like, don't do that to me. I don't need that.
don't do that Hallmark plotline to me.
No, I don't need that kind of situation where the parents are dating and the kids are dating. It's
yeah. Hate to break it to our listeners out there, but if you are ever in a hangout and there are a bunch of candles around, you guys are eating Chinese food and drinking wine, and you're up on top of each other, it's more than likely a date, not a casual hangout.
Yeah.
So don't kid yourself. But you know, the whole plot of this movie, you know, is centered obviously around crocodiles eating people. They eventually get out.
Mm-hmm.
They actually electrocute the last croc, not the last one, but they execute a croc with the electric fence.
Yes.
And
they think it's the last one.
They do think it's the last one. So the military very prematurely declares the lake croc free.
Yeah. I don't know what equipment they're using, but it's
sonars.
faulty.
Yeah, they sonared it.
It's faulty, and they need to get rid of it.
And it's so ridiculous because, as you find out, not croc free, baby. Well, there's also thousands of little crocs.
Yeah.
Not thousands, but there's a lot of little crocs.
Yeah, at least 100.
There's a lot of little baby crocs, and then this lady is casually jogging through the not fenced in woods anymore and gets eaten.
Yep. So I think that's where our croc versus anaconda comes from.
Oh, I don't want to prematurely say because we got to get through these.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the plot from the Anaconda sequels.
There's no way.
Ties into it somehow.
There's no way.
I really hope it does. I hope it's something like ludicrous. That doesn't.
It
it's like
will be.
I
By
really
the
hope
third
so.
and fourth one,
I hope
they're
so.
sci-fi. It's gonna be ludicrous.
Oh my gosh, Rachel! I hope so. I hope so much. I hope this is like the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah. So, Michael, what do you like about this movie?
I think it's as I said in our lost footage. I think this movie is a step up in every way from the third and from the second. We ranked them in our last one. We went 1, 4, 3, 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's still a very accurate representation of how I feel. I had a lot more fun with this one than I had with two, especially 2. But I had more fun with this one than 3, especially because it builds on 3. Brings us back Reba, a character that we finally have a reoccurring character.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that you can, you could either love her or hate her. We liked her.
We love Reba.
Yes, we love Reba. Go Reba.
That's a lot of the stuff I liked too. Was they finally had some continuity.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't all just like, each one had continuity, but it was like the bare minimum. This one actually tried harder, I feel like.
Yes.
And it was just all around a better movie.
Robert Englund was also pretty good in it too.
Yeah.
As a wacky character. He was like this movie's John Voight almost.
Yeah.
Not as good as John Voight, but he was
knows-
basically their John Voight.
You're right. No crazy accent.
Yeah. If you had a crazy accent, it would have made it way better.
Yeah. I don't like the one thing that I don't like with this whole series.
The high school girls.
No, if they have to have a douchebag in every single movie.
Drew! Our boy Drew!
Listen, first you had...
Explain Drew's dynamic to the...
Okay, so Drew is on the swim team, right?
Yeah,
He
first
was
red flag,
dating
right?
Brittany. They, for some reason, broke up. They shouldn't have.
We don't know that they broke up either. Really?
Because remember, she's like, when they're sitting by the fire after Drew and Chloe kiss, by the
Well,
way.
later. But at first, you think they're dating.
Yeah.
She's like super...
she's like, and like she's got this like fucking stare at, like she stares at Chloe like because she's so like jealous or something. I don't know. But anyway, so Drew and Chloe kiss by the fire, and then she goes to bed, and then Brittany shows up, and she's like, "Oh, for old time's sake." So they go on the bus and they have sex.
Oh wait, before he says that though, she's like, "What about Chloe?"
Yeah, and he's like, "She's asleep."
So I guess your free pass just makes my girl.
Ugh.
To be fair, they're not dating. I guess.
No, I mean that's. But he also is like, she's like an innocent girl.
She is an innocent girl.
And like, you know, when you kiss someone like that, they're gonna think something.
You're right.
You know?
You're right.
And he knew that. He totally knew that.
Well, and then the jet skis.
And then when they go on the jet skis, yeah.
Chloe didn't want to get on the jet skis.
Yeah, he's like, anyone want to ride? And no one, like, Chloe doesn't say anything. So Brittany's like, I'll go. And then as they're riding around in the jet ski in the middle of the lake, they start making out. Like,
yeah,
she
she
climbs
sits on
on
his
top
lap.
of him. Yeah. And I'm like,
And her friend is like,
he dies.
she's such a bitch, but she's got a really nice ass. Not really.
Michael wasn't impressed.
Was not impressed. I'd give it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah. That,
butt scale. That's the butt scale.
That's the butt scale. Yeah, that's honestly like the only complaint, really, besides, you know, the CGI Crocs and the bad acting.
That's to be expected at this
Yeah,
point in
yeah.
the movies.
That's why I really didn't say it, but this is the douche canoes that we get.
We do get douche canoes
Like
and all
Larry and
of them. Thad.
Thad. Oh my god.
Thad's the worst. Larry sucks too. That's why the
Larry
second one is
and-
horrible.
Larry and what was his
Thad.
No, Thad. It was Thad and Larry.
Larry and Thad. That was 2.
Then in the who's the blonde guy in the third one?
I don't remember that guy's name is.
I don't either. Who's the
Doesn't
friend?
matter. The perv that's like video of the girls.
Yes.
I don't remember what his name
Oh my
is
god, he
either.
dies too. I mean, all of the the douchebags die, so like.
There's some plus there, I
Yeah,
guess.
there's some reward, but still. Anyway.
Impressive. Yeah. I have the same kind of complaints. At this point, complaining about CGI Crocs is kind of beating
A dead horse.
yeah, beating a dead horse. I almost said a dead bush.
Yeah, beating around the bush.
Yeah, beating around the bush. This movie is a lot less nudie than the last one, even though the nudie girls in this one are high schoolers. Gross. I think that but they did have a decent cast. I think.
Yeah, they did. They definitely used their
They
budget
tried
for cast this time.
They tried a little more. Robert Englund, I love and everything that he does. He's a very, very good actor, and you could tell that he didn't have a lot to work with in the script, but he still tried. Mm-hmm. It's not like he just didn't give a shit.
Right.
So going into our ratings for this movie, as you heard, we'll rank the Lake Placid movies,
Okay.
but I think we're kind of universally in agreement of what we think it is.
Yeah.
But based on a production scale of looking at everything, this movie is far superior to the last two. And on principle alone, I gave the last one a 3. So I'm going to give this one a 3.25
Okay.
out of 5 production-wise.
I don't remember when I gave the last one. But, like you said, it is a step up. And acting was better. Kind of have to forget about the CGI, I think. I'll give it a 3.
Okay. And likability, too, based on pure principle for me, I rated the other one lower, so I'm just going to rate this one higher. And this one also, for me, is going to be a 3.25.
Okay, so that's what, a 6.5 for you?
6.5 out of 10 for me for Lake Placid, the final chapter. Definitely a step up from 2 and 3.
I got my Bickerman. I got my old crazy Bickerman.
You got your crazy old lady.
I did.
Not crazy old lady. Crazy old Robert Englund.
Yeah. But the whole creepy man situation with the high school girls really took a toll on me, so I'm gonna give I don't remember what I gave the last one, but I'm going to give this a 2.75. I feel like I actually rated it higher the first time, but like thinking about it now, it's getting a 2.75.
That's fine. So 5.75 for you.
5.75.
6.5 for me. Looking at the legacy of the movies itself, I think that we're kind of both in agreement that the first one is the best, followed by this one.
Yep.
Then 3.
Yep.
And then 2, which just is the worst.
Yeah, fucking Dad and Larry.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just so forgettable for me. I don't know why it's so forgettable for me, but that one is just so forgettable for me.
Oh, really? I remember that one more than 3, but that's because I got my Bickerman in 2.
You did get your Bickerman in 2.
And
she's the highlight of that movie.
She is. She's the best in that movie.
So what's your predictions for Lake Placid versus Anaconda? We already know that Reba, spoiler, is going to be in it.
No idea.
Do you think we're going to get?
I don't know how you're going to get crocs from Maine. And anacondas from the Amazon. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be like a situation where like one's overpopulated, so they think it's a good idea to like try to kill that one with the other one. And...
What's the boa versus python, right?
Oh, is that where I got that?
That's where you got that.
I don't know if it's going to be that kind of situation, or if it's like somehow, some way, one of them made their way to the other, and it's just
slithered or swam their way one way or the other.
Yeah, like they ran out of like, they wanted to find out who else is on the food chain, so they're like, we're blowing this popsicle stand, we're gonna go find some bigger enemies to fight.
Yeah, we gotta do something. We're running out of blood here. I gotta go find some more somewhere else.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like we're going to get... I mean, we already know we get Reba. I feel like we're going to get a Bickerman.
Oh, I don't know if you can bring a Bickerman into that, though.
We got to. Someone's got to be feeding them crocs, baby. Someone's got to be feeding those crocs.
I don't know.
And we get a sheriff and an EPA agent.
Some sort of, like, environment.
Not the same ones, though. And also, spoilers, there are sorority sisters. That's the only thing I know. I know there's sorority sisters, and I know Reba's in it.
Alright, well, don't look at anything else.
I don't plan on looking at anything else, because I want to be fully surprised for this movie.
Well, I think we will be.
Oh, I think we will. I think we'll be really impressed. But yeah, those are our thoughts on Lake Placid, the final chapter, not the final chapter. And kind of our thoughts on the series as a whole. We really appreciate you guys. We really appreciate you cellulites for listening. We are the Undead Celluloid Society, and we want you guys to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Until next time, though, my name is Michael.
And
Sparrow, please leave.
That is Sparrow. And I'm Rachel.
And we thank you guys for listening.